Inhaling and stretching your hands out a little bit more in front of you. Exhaling and sinking those hips deeper into child's pose. Try and locate that specific part of your body that you want to focus on, or if it's your body as a whole, then acknowledge that as your intention. Or set another if you choose. Use that to guide you for the next hour. Take one more deep natural breath, allowing yourself to melt down, elongating your spine. With your next inhale, draw yourself up to a tabletop position. Try to adjust those knees and adjust your hands. And allow your shoulders to pop out behind, your stomach to drop. Without adding those head movements, just moving those shoulders up and then letting them drop. You can think of them as shoulder circles if you'd like. Just working out this upper back here for a moment until we add all the little parts. And go ahead with your next inhale. When you move your shoulders, go ahead and let that chin draw up to the sky. That stomach is dropping all the way now. And the more you lift the chin, the more you're supporting that stretch in your back. And now release that, tuck your chin in, draw that spine up to the sky. Feeling the stretch in your shoulders as you move through these, not just in your back, but feeling it in your shoulders as well, feeling the curvature of your neck and how your shoulders can help frame that for you. Move through a few of these cycles, remembering to breathe. And do this one more time, really deepening that back stretch. Find yourself back at a neutral spine. We're gonna let our head drop and slowly move in to neck circles in whatever direction that you chose to go. Just do this very gently, very slowly. Go ahead and switch directions. And your head gets to a neutral position. Allow it to drop, looking at your toes behind you. Take a deep breath and push yourself to sit back on your feet. Go ahead and have your palms facing up. They can be touching the mat. If they can reach comfortably, they can be up on your thighs. Feel free to close your eyes here. Tune back into that breath. If you want to put a block underneath your sit bones instead of your feet, that helps you. Feel free to do that as well. We're going to inhale our hands all the way up to the sky. Allow your head to drop back. Rock side to side if you need, just very gently. And then exhale those hands back down to your side and let your head follow, dropping it into your lap. Feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. Inhale, do the same thing again, lifting those hands up to the sky, letting your head drop back, your chest open wide. And release, exhaling everything back down to the ground. Let your head drop a little bit more this time. Go ahead and turn your left hand over. Drop that arm and start to bend off to the left side. Bring that right arm over, or whichever side. I'm not mirroring you guys, so you're good. But choose a side and drop over, feeling that extension in your right side body and those ribs. Allow your breath to be the vehicle to stretch you a little bit more. So as you inhale, reach, and as you exhale, sink. Use this breath to guide you. Take one more deep breath. Reach a little bit further. And with your next inhale, push yourself very slowly back up. Keep your left hand on the ground and let your right hand drop beside you. Allow your head to sink into your lap, making a bunch of triple chins, feeling that stretch. We're going to keep our right hand down next, or whatever hand you didn't use last time. Keeping that hand down, we're going to inhale the opposite hand up to the sky and slowly start to drop over, feeling that twist on the opposite side now. Keeping the chest open, the ribs expanded. Try to keep yourself from collapsing over your heart. Keep that chest uplifted. Remember to use the same breath here. Inhaling to stretch to the wall and exhaling to sink a little deeper. One more deep breath. And slowly inhale to push your hand back up to the sky and slowly back down to the mat like your other hand. Keeping your eyes closed and facing the front of the room. Allow yourself to tune back into this breath before we get off of our feet. Feel the energy running through your hands, through the upper half of your body. Your blood flows a little bit more active now. Placing your hands in the space in front of your knee. Go ahead and push yourself back up to tabletop position. Bringing your feet a little bit more behind you. Go ahead and curl your right toes under and stretch your foot out the opposite way. We're staying still with all of our other body parts, but I'll lift this foot up just so you can see. Just tucking those toes and stretching the bottom of your foot. You feel like that one has a nice stretch. Go ahead and slowly untuck it and do the same to your left. And push back on those toes. Feeling the stretch in the arch of your foot. And go ahead and release that. Take a deep breath here, and with our next inhale, we're going to lift our hands, right hand up to the sky. Allow yourself to twist open here. Your hand falling wherever it may be, your chest expanding. And gently place your hand back down to the mat. Go ahead and with a fluid motion, lift the left hand up now. Twisting that way. If you need to adjust your knees a little. Also be aware that if you can't open up as much on one side, can't bend as deep on another side, acknowledge those differences. Just know that it's okay. Take one more deep breath here, twisting open and gently lowering the hand back down to the mat. breath. Inhale that right hand up again, not holding it as long, but twisting once more. And sending with our exhale that right hand through the space that our left arm creates, threading our needle and falling over our right arm. Allow yourself to fall down here. Keeping your left hand engaged on your mat, wherever you have it placed. Remembering to breathe. Take one more deep breath. And with your next inhale, press in with that left hand. Push yourself up and untwist that right hand out from underneath, bringing it back up to the sky. And exhale it to meet your left hand back down on your mat. Go ahead, adjust those knees out for a second. Inhale and exhale. Prepare for the next side. Inhaling that left hand up now. Twist just for a moment. And exhale, sending it through the space on your right. Slowly folding over your left arm. Keeping that right hand activated. Take one more deep breath. Your next inhale, press on those right fingertips. Push yourself up and out of this twist, lifting our left hands up to the sky. And slowly exhaling to place it back down on your mat. Go ahead and fall back down into your child's pose. Allow yourself to melt a little bit deeper, sinking a little bit deeper into your mat now that your spine is a little bit more loose. Feel your chest able to come a little bit closer to the ground. And come back in tune. The intention and the breath that you set at the beginning of the class. And prepare for your heart rate to increase, trusting your power in every single pose, no matter how you express it, the modification that you may need. Go ahead, with your inhale, pull yourself up to a tabletop. Tuck those toes underneath. Push the knees up, sending the hips back, and immediately start to pedal out those legs. Not only feeling the stretch in the back behind your knees, but also stretching your feet out as you're stretching your legs, feeling that same foot stretch that we did at the beginning as you're going through this, focusing on all parts of your lower body that are moving. When you feel this stretched out enough, you can go ahead and find a moment of stillness. Locking those shoulders, having the biceps and the elbows come in towards one another. Locking by your ears, feeling the upper body strength and feeling grounded in your lower body. Allow yourself to find your breath again. Go ahead and inhale your right foot up to the sky. Flex the foot and give yourself some ankle circles. Go ahead and turn the opposite direction. Slow and intentional movements, feeling all that makes up that calf, that shin. And Stop with the ankle circles. Lift it up a little bit higher for one last breath. And gently lower it back down to meet your left. You can pedal on your legs if you need to for a second, but prepare to lift your left leg. With our next inhale, let that rise, bringing that left foot to the sky. Start with those ankle circles again here, making sure that foot is flexed. Go ahead and switch directions. Go ahead and lift that foot up a little bit higher for one more breath. And gently lower it back down to meet your right. Go ahead and lift your right leg up to the sky now. And we're gonna bring that knee to your right elbow. Let it hover for 1 second. And just to shoot it back up to the sky, gently lowering it back down to the mat. Warming up our core here. Lifting up that left leg now. Exhale, drawing it into your left elbow. Hold it for a moment and send it back up to the sky. Exhaling and lowering it down to the mat. Go ahead and lift that right leg up now. Draw it into your nose and in between your hands. Go ahead and help it up there a little so you're in this lunge position. Drop that left knee down to the mat. Untuck those toes. Keep your left hand on the mat, lifting the right hand up. Go ahead and twist open. You can add a block underneath your left hand. If you want to extend your arm a little bit. Twist open here and feel not only the twist in your chest, but down in your glutes and in that deep right hip. Feel yourself leaning into that lunge as you're twisting open. Sending your breath to those areas of discomfort you may be feeling. Take one more deep breath here. And gently exhale, placing the right hand back down on your mat. Go ahead and stay here in this lunge and let your right knee come forward, feeling the stretch in your left quad. Using your hands to support this lowering just so you don't fall forward. Feeling that stretch. Go ahead and activate those hands and wiggle that right foot outside your right hand. Now we're gonna be in lizard lunge here. So just allow that hip to stretch a little bit more as your right knee folds open to the side. If your body prefers to rock a little bit, going a little deeper each time, go ahead and experiment with what your body needs. Take one more deep breath here. With your exhale, start to wiggle that foot back in between those hands. Feel this regular lunge one more time. Lowering, bringing that right knee forward. We're gonna tuck those left toes back underneath them, lifting that left knee up. We'll be back in this high lunge here. We're just gonna inhale and shoot that right leg up and back. And exhale it, lowering back down to the ground. Do the same thing on the left side. Go ahead and inhale the left foot up to the sky. Go ahead, exhale, and bring that foot up in between those hands. You can help it a little bit, wiggle it up there. Stay in this high lunge and just feel this stretch. As that right or the left knee comes forward. Just see what's tight there for a second. And then allow that right knee to drop down, those toes to untuck. Keep the right hand down and lift the left hand up to the sky, twisting open. The same thing here, not just twisting out the chest. We're feeling this down at our hips. And we're twisting and pivoting our lower body there. Feeling it deep. What you've been sitting on all day. Send your breath there and acknowledge that it's uncomfortable and tight. Take one more deep breath. And gently exhale, lower that left hand back down to frame your foot. So adjust that right knee so that it doesn't have as much body weight pressure on it. But we're gonna go ahead and slowly start to wiggle that left foot out to the outside of your left hand. That's where we're gonna allow ourselves to fall into this lizard lunge on the left side. Exhaling and allowing that knee to fold open a little bit more. If you have trust in your balance, you want to just keep your right hand down and use that left hand to kind of facilitate some of that extra opening. If you have tight hips, sometimes I have to do that and it helps me, but never push, just kind of help guide, I guess. Breathe to these sensations for 2 more deep breaths. Allow yourself to go a little bit deeper. With your next inhale, start to wiggle that foot back into the center again, framing it with both of your hands, having those hips become parallel, making sure that they're parallel, and falling into that lunge a little bit more. That left knee is drawing a little bit forward. Feeling the stretch in our quads here. Running up. All right, up the side of your hip. Allow yourself to breathe to what might be uncomfortable. For 1 more breath, we're gonna untuck those right toes, lifting that knee up. We're in our high lunge now. Get strong here. It's okay if it takes a second, because our hips are just flat. Go ahead and push those hands into the mat. And inhale, sending that left foot up and back. Feeling strong in this 3-legged dog. Gently lower that left foot down to meet the right and paddle out those legs. Really feeling those hips all waking up. Take a deep breath, find a moment of stillness here. Inhale your right foot up to the sky. And exhale to bring it back up in between your hands for a high lunge. Find the strength with your 2 feet, your core, lifting from the hips and those core muscles. Lift your hands up off the ground, up into a high lunge. Your biceps are tucking into your ears, you're tight, and your hands are lifted up, trying to make one long straight line from your spine up to the sky, reaching and exhaling to fold back down, framing that right foot, and go ahead and push yourself back. You can step up a little bit with that left foot, and allow yourself to fold over this right leg, extending it as much as what's comfortable. Sending breath to the back of this right leg, feeling the discomfort of the stretch, but remembering to breathe. Take breath. Go ahead and add some more bend to that knee. Come back forward, putting both those hands on the mat. Be strong in this high lunge when you send that right foot up and back. Gently lowering it down to the mat behind you. You can walk that left foot back a little bit. Down or back in a regular downward dog. Gonna do the same thing on the left side now, so lift that left foot up. And exhale it up in between your hands. Keeping the right foot where it is. Go ahead and find stability in your feet here. Slowly engaging those core muscles again. Lifting from the hips. Go ahead and inhale your hands up to the sky. Slowly trying to bring those hands closer together. Biceps closer to your ears. Like one long line, falling a little bit deeper into your lunge. Take one more deep breath. And go ahead and fall back over that left leg. Bringing that right foot up a little bit, just like a step or two. And now folding and falling over. This left leg now fully extended out in front of you. Falling over and sending your breath to the area behind your knee. Taking a deep breath. Falling a little bit deeper. Trying to bring your forehead to your knee. One more deep breath and plant those hands back into the mat, adding a little bit of a bend to that knee. Now trust your hands, trust that back right foot, and with your next inhale, shoot that left foot back up. And slowly lower it back down to your mat, sending that right foot back to meet it and adjusting so we're back in a normal downward dog. Taking a deep breath and slowly walking those feet up to meet your hands now. Out of this downward dog position and gently falling over in this forward fold, allowing your arms and your head to hang. Take a deep breath. Sink a little bit deeper, let your head drop a little bit more. Go ahead and add a little bit of a bend to your knees. Slowly rise to a halfway lift. Your back is flat, your gaze is forward. And exhale, letting everything go again. Forward fold. Inhale everything up, bringing your hands to the sky, and exhaling them down at your sides. Go ahead, take a deep breath. Inhale those hands up to the sky again, and this time let your head drop back a little. And exhaling them back down to your sides. Feeling this energy, this blood flow traveling through your brain, your head. Difference that standing brings. Just allow yourself to feel. Find comfort in your stillness. Strength. Take a deep breath. And with your next inhale, go ahead and lift everything up to the sky one more time. And exhale, letting everything go for a forward fold. Allow yourself to sway side to side if you'd like. hands in front of them. And send your right leg back to a high lunge. And then shoot that left leg back for a high plank. And then we're just gonna drop, send those hips all the way back. Dropping our stomachs into a downward dog, letting that head drop in the space between our arms. Inhaling to lift our right foot up. Exhale, bring that in between your hands. Go ahead and adjust that left foot to inhale up for warrior one. Take a deep breath and sink a little bit deeper. One more breath, a little bit deeper. And allow yourself to fold open. Warrior two, with your gaze at the front of the room with those right fingertips. You're still sinking into this lunge. Take one more deep breath. Go ahead and draw that right knee back up and have both of your feet come out so you're in this wide-legged stance. Bring both of your hands to your hips and tilt your hips forward and back. So forward first and then back, and slowly pivot at your hips, bending down over your legs. Letting your hands come down, supporting you. If you can go a little wider, go ahead and experiment with that. If you're comfortable where you are, allow that breath to guide. Deepening with your stretch. Compensate a little on each side. Well, maybe this hip needs it a little bit more. Really acknowledging what your body is telling you right now. Go ahead, and we're going to twist over to our left side. So you're going to be looking at the back of the room. Just twist over to a high lunge and lift yourself up into warrior one. Yep, you're all doing it, perfect. You're just backwards now, changing your perspective, sink into your lunge. Yep, you all look good. Keeping your hands up to the sky. Go ahead and extend that left front leg, folding over. Shoot the right or that left leg up and back. And you're in your downward dog, facing the back of the room. You guys are doing right. Yep. Follow the voice. And go ahead and walk those feet up to your hands now. Crossing the feet and dropping down to a seat. Bending your knees, finding your way to your mat, and twisting yourself to the front of the room. Taking a deep breath and feeling your body. Allow it to feel confused. If you rely on those visual cues, try and practice on feeling. Closing your eyes and feeling what your body needs as the words guide you. I was always scared when my teacher would make me not look at her. So taking a deep breath and feeling the warmth that's getting sent to your feet that are underneath you, to your knees that are underneath your hands, or your legs under your hands. And acknowledge all the warmth that your body is producing. Your heart rate has changed since the beginning of the class. Taking one more deep breath, and with your next inhale, sending your legs out in front of you. Bringing your hands down to your side. Take a deep breath. Inhaling those hands up to the sky. Go ahead and exhale them to fold over your legs. You can touch your toes, go ahead, but if not, grab at your ankles. closer down to your knees, allowing your head to drop, releasing all that tension in your shoulders, that upper spine, that upper back. Allow your forehead and your nose to come a little bit closer to the rest of your body. Take another deep breath and sink a little bit deeper. With your next inhale, slowly, very, very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come back up to a neutral, tall spine, sitting position. And go ahead and lift your left leg up and over your right, bending at the knee. So your right or your left foot is going to be by your right knee. Adjust those sit bones so you can engage your core and lift those hands up. Remaining stable and inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling and dropping off to the left side, twisting open and using that arm to push off of that knee. Yeah, use that to open you up, yeah. Breathing, opening up your chest a little bit more, twisting open a little bit more. With your next exhale, go ahead and start to untwist your spine, letting that right hand let go of that left leg. And both hands back to your side, inhaling and extending your left leg back out in front of you. Take a deep breath here for a second. Your hands at your side, supporting yourself. Go ahead and lift that right leg up and cross it over, bending at the knee, crossing over your left leg now. We're going to need to push up and kind of adjust our sit bones so we can have confidence in letting go of those hands. Go ahead, find that. Engage that core and inhale to lift those hands up. And exhale to twist open. Putting that right hand behind you and the left hand to push off that right knee, opening up at the chest. And remembering to breathe, letting yourself open up a little bit more. Take one more deep breath. Go ahead and slowly untwist that spine, keeping your right hand where it is and just letting go of that left hand, sending it back behind you or at the side, wherever that right hand is, and uncross that right foot. Keeping your legs out in front of you, flexing those toes back, feeling the stretch in your legs, and just letting everything go. Feeling everything relax. And doing it one more time, engaging your quads, like flexing your quads, flexing your calves, engaging those feet, igniting everything in those legs, and then just letting it go. Taking a deep breath and feeling that blood moving through your legs. Slowly walk your hands up to your side so you're back at a tall spine. Bringing our feet into a seated position. Go ahead and take one more deep breath here. Push with your hands up and forward onto your knees and uncross the feet behind you. We're here in tabletop again. We're going to move ourselves up into one of our last downward dogs. Go ahead and pedal out those feet one last time. Feel the difference in the level of comfort that you have here now. Take one more deep breath. Go ahead and start to walk those feet up to your hands one more time. Acknowledging all the stretches behind your knee as you make each step. And as you fold over here, grab your elbows and sway very slowly side to side, feeling the stretch run up from your ankles all the way up through your knees, into your glutes, up to your hips. Swaying back and forth and feeling these stretches. Making sure there's a little bit of a bend in your knee, or in both of your knees. Go ahead and drop those hands. And with your next inhale, go ahead and inhale those hands up, but staying in that seated position. You're here in your chair. Sink a little bit deeper, engaging your core, engaging those arms and your hands. Take one more deep breath, and with that exhale, draw those hands to heart center. And with our next exhale, go ahead and twist over to the left side. And allow that right elbow to use your left knee, or vice versa, on whichever side you chose. Using that to push off and twisting up and open. Your hands can come out wide if that's in your practice. Allowing your chest to expand. Taking a deep breath, keeping your hips parallel. Breathing and holding for one more inhale. And with that exhale, bring those hands back together. Twisting back to center. And letting everything go, sending those hips back. Coming to a fold. Swaying a little side to side. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Go ahead and inhale those hands up to the sky, staying in your chair pose. Sinking down into that seat, go ahead and exhale your hands to heart center. Dropping to the opposite side now and twisting open. Allowing those hands to expand wider and wider with each breath. Feeling the strength in all parts of your body. For 3, 2, 1. Bringing those hands back to heart center and twisting back to a neutral spine. Go ahead and bring those hands up for one last deep breath, sinking in your chair and exhaling to let everything go. Letting your head drop. Letting yourself sway back and forth. When you find this middle position, add a little bit of a bend to your knee. Cross those feet behind you and lower yourself into another seated position. Go ahead, extend those legs out in front of you and lower your back down flat. Feeling everything melt, your hands dropping open, feeling like jelly. Your ankles and your feet moving as they please. Go ahead and inhale both of your knees into your chest. Lifting your chin up, coming into a nice hug ball. And then letting everything go. Extending those legs back out wide, extending those arms long. Taking a deep breath. With your next inhale, doing the same thing again, coming up into this tight ball. Squeezing and letting everything go. And just the knees, not the head. Draw them to your chest. Go ahead and extend those legs up straight to the sky. You can have support behind your knees if you need. If you'd like to keep your legs here or use the support underneath your lower back and your hips, whether it's with your hands or block, you can move into your waterfall and plow practice. If there's any parts of this on your back movements that you need before the end of our evening, go ahead and move through that. Allow yourself to move your legs, get out your last little cracks here and there. Reminding yourself keep breathing. Fold over a little deeper. Once you feel the stretch has started to do its job, using that support on your lower back, begin to lower these feet, these legs back down to the mat. Feeling each one of your vertebrae making contact with the ground, lowering those feet very slowly. Taking one more deep breath, drawing those knees slowly in to your chest and having them come out wide, holding at the knees. Feeling this deep hip stretch and transitioning into your happy baby, grabbing now at the foot. Allow yourself to rock in this pose. You can hold the inside or the outside of your foot, whichever is more comfortable. And take this moment as your last stretch to feel everything that you need. And with one last exhale, allow the grip with your hands and your feet to release. Your feet extending out in front of you to wherever they find comfortable. Doing the same with your hands. Allowing yourself a moment of vulnerability and peace. soul in a body. Allow yourself to feel like a body and a soul. Reach for it and reach for it even further. The impulse of creation and power authentic, the hourglass point between energy and matter, that is the seat of your soul. What does it mean for you to touch that place? As you lie here, feeling all the different parts of your body, allowing the parts of your mind to awake, body parts beginning to follow. So start to wake up your toes, begin to wake up your fingers. Maybe you start to rock your head back and forth, bringing your left cheek to your left shoulder, and slowly bringing your right cheek over to your right shoulder. Work all of these movements into the center of your body. As you feel the energy reach, go ahead and draw your knees into that center, hugging them in and giving yourself one last big hug. Bring that chin forward, that forehead forward, really coming into this tight little unit of energy. Allow that all to be released as you choose whichever side is more comfortable for you, your right or your left, dropping off and allowing that respective hand to meet the floor next to you. Bring your forehead to that space. Feel your grounding and feel your ability to start to rethink and rewire your mind, rebridge that connection between your mind and your body and your soul. Go ahead and push yourself up out of this fetal position, keeping your eyes closed, facing the front of the room. Keeping your hands down at your sides. Go ahead and adjust your seating so you're sitting tall, strong spine. This element of quiet confidence. Take this with you the rest of your week. I appreciate you both always coming to this class. It is always very enjoyable. So keep that in mind at the end of this. Inhale those hands up to the sky. Appreciate what you feel in your back and what your body just did. And close your practice, bringing your hands together, drawing those thumbs down to your forehead. I welcome you all to kind thoughts. Drawing you down close to your lips, where I welcome you all to kind words. Lastly, bringing your hands to heart center, acknowledging my appreciation for you, where I welcome you all to kind souls. Thank you for joining me this evening and the evenings in the past. For this practice in particular, it was absolutely lovely. Thank you for letting me play around a little bit. Namaste to you all. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. I appreciate Joyce. I always love seeing your face each week, and William, you starting to join. It was